How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for being here. And sorry for the delay. We got it on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Little one.
Oh, he's good. I actually, I got to call my babysitter, and she came over to help me tonight because my husband's working. So she ran over here. I was like, thank you.
That's so awesome. Well, thank you for making time for us. I know you're a busy mom and you just had a baby 4 weeks ago, which is completely crazy. You look phenomenal. And at the same time, you decided to turn 15 stars. So that's pretty impressive. So congratulations on that again.
Thank you.
Don't want to take too much of your time, and I know that you have so many things to share with us, so I'm going to let you go. I know tonight you want to talk to us about how you've been managing sneak peeks and how it helped you build your business. So please take it away, Megan Ewoldsen.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. Carrie was, we were trying to brainstorm on what I should talk about, and I was like freaking out a little bit because I'm not really a motivational speaker like you hear some of these awesome coaches do, talk about believing in yourself and all that stuff. And I'm more of a teacher, like I can just teach you what I do. And so I'm going to teach you how I run my sneak peek groups. This has been a really big part of my success when it comes to recruiting. Especially this year. This year is really when I started to do these. And it's really just a simple way to present information to people that have an interest in coaching. I always tell my coaches, when they create their sneak peek groups, not to overthink it or overcomplicate it. It doesn't have to be tons and tons of information dumped onto these people, because that gets really overwhelming. And we all know that there's just so much to coaching, and we get excited because we love it and we're so passionate about it, and we want to just throw it all in their face and dump all this information on them. But it's important to slow down and really present this from your perspective and share all of your stories in your sneak peek group, and that's exactly what I do. So I want to touch on how I get people into my sneak peek group. I did a national wake-up call last April on kind of my social media strategy, and that comes from a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. It's by Gary Vaynerchuk. And in a nutshell, it's basically you're constantly jabbing, which means you're creating this content that your target audience, something they can that holds value to them. So if you go take a look at my Facebook like page now, it's very geared towards moms, pregnant women, babies, postpartum, that kind of stuff. So I'm constantly talking about not all fitness stuff, just things that, I know my audience, and that's what they want to see. That's what they want to interact with. And once that interaction gets up, I will post my invite, or in this case, it's my invite to a sneak peek group. And when I do the invite, I share a story. I relate it to coaching and how it's changed my life in some way. Some kind of emotional attachment to that story, and I'll put a link to an application at the end of the post. And I use, right now I use MailChimp for the opt-in forms that I create. And it's basically like an email marketing system, sort of. And it's super easy to use. And when people apply to this sneak peek group, they go into a list into MailChimp, and, I can use those lists over and over again for different things. And then, that's also an easy way for me to send out my invite to the group. Just keeps me organized. I'm not the most organized person, so anytime I can find an easy way to organize myself, it's good. So check out MailChimp. If email marketing or opt-in forms is something that you're interested in doing to funnel people. Okay, so I have all these people, and I set up my sneak peek group, obviously, before I put these people in it. And I don't really make it fancy. You know, I don't load tons of information in there, lots of infographics and that kind of stuff. I upload a cover photo with, you know, instructions on what to do throughout the group. For example, I'm going to be posting a video a day, so I give them step by step, watch the video for the day, ask your questions in the comments, and then I'll put a little call to action. You know, when you're ready to sign up, email me at blah, blah, blah. And in the photo albums, again, I don't put any infographics or illustrate what an emerald is or anything like that. I actually upload albums of Beachbody events, and you know, I'll put pictures from Summit. I'll put pictures of us having fun at Leadership in there, Super Saturday events, because I want these people to see that this is, you know, we're legit people. This is you're going to be part of a team, something that's very close to my heart, and I want to show the love and support that goes into this. So I do that through the photo albums. So it's kind of a welcoming feeling when they get into the group, and they start to ask questions about the photos too throughout the weekend before it starts that Monday. Especially about the Success Club trip. I'll upload pictures of the cruise, and they ask, oh, how do you get on a cruise? And I can kind of prep them for it and get the excitement going. So that's what I do to set up my group, and I'm totally looking at notes, cheating over here. So when I start my group, my sneak peek group, it's only 5 days long. I've found that anything longer than that, you know, kind of like a challenge group, people start to fall off, especially, you know, heading into the weekend. I don't make it go over the weekend because I lose people on the weekend. So Monday through Friday. And so I know that if the group's going to be 5 days long, I have to make my topics really count. And another goal I have for every sneak peek group that I run, I treat them like they are coaches already. I make my sneak peek groups somewhere in between a Get Started Right call and a Coach Basics. And most importantly, I'm sharing my story with these people. I'm sharing my experiences for each day. So, are you still there?
I am. I muted myself and I didn't want to touch anything. I'm like,
I was just telling Carrie before this, the calls are so weird because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to air because I can't see anybody. But okay, good, you're still there. If you have any questions, you can interrupt me.
Awesome. I'm taking a lot of notes, so I will definitely have questions. But you're doing great.
Okay, good. Okay, so where was I? Okay, topics. My day one, I always do introductions, and that's it. This is important because, you know, these are my future coaches. I want to get to know them. This is like the forming part of my sneak peek. I want to get to know their goals with coaching, with fitness, you know, where they're from, how many kids do they have. And, you know, I don't want it to be so MLM-y. I want that welcoming, inviting feeling leading right into the group, the start of the group. And it's also a fun little icebreaker. A lot of the time I'll have people that connect with each other when they see that, you know, they're from the same state or whatever. And that's kind of cool too, because then they join the team together. And I don't know, I've had a couple become success partners just from getting to know each other in the sneak peek group. So that's kind of cool. Day two, I talk about what is coaching in a nutshell. You know, I go through what a challenge group is, that we are basically accountability partners. We're not doctors, nutritionists, fitness professionals, or whatever. But what's important is I'm sharing my story, you know, how when I started, I couldn't do a push-up. And then later on into my coaching journey, I could do all kinds of push-ups, except for now because I just had a baby, but I'll do them again soon, hopefully. And then, you know, I'll share my story of, you know, how I started from, I don't know if you guys know my story, but I had an eating disorder, and the Beachbody community is really what got me out of that, got me out of those habits. And so I'm basically being vulnerable here. I'm showing them, hey, what you see on Facebook, me posting these fitness videos and, you know, all these crazy fitness stuff. I didn't start there. You know, I had to start from the beginning, just like you are. And, you know, just to get them feeling more comfortable and letting them know that coaching is not, you know, a come look at me journey. It's a come join me journey. Okay, so day 3, this is where I start training my prospects. I dive right into social media and how to grow a network. That's the number one question I always get from my coaching prospects and my new coaches, you know, how do I do this? How do I meet people? So I start training them on this topic. I go over everything about a like page, how it works, how, you know, getting the interaction up on your like page, boost your posts to the news feed, what kind of things to put on your like page. I talk a little bit about inviting and what to say to people, you know, how to reach out to people. So I start training them like they're coaches already. And I'll tell them my story of how I started with hardly any Facebook friends. I moved to a new town. We're in the military, so I started coaching right when we moved to Washington. And I didn't know anybody, so I had to turn to Facebook, and I made it work. So it's 100% on social media alone that they can do it too, and here's how I did it. Okay, is how to make money, because everybody wants to know how to make money. I'll go over the compensation plan a little bit. You know, I don't go over any star diamond bonuses or anything like that, just what is important to them, you know, in the beginning, the basics. I will show them my earnings over a period of 6 weeks, and then my earnings over a period of 6 weeks when I started as a coach, so they can see, you know, the comparison there. And again, I'll share stories of what coaching's done for me and my family. We paid off our debt. You know, we're going to send our kids to college. Just things that I know my audience, my target audience that are now in my sneak peek group can relate to, those stories. And let's see, day 4, I also, in the same day, I let them know what Success Club is and also what going Emerald means. And I tell them that it is my goal to help them reach Success Club in their first month, by helping those 3 people to get their Shakeology paid for with the residual commission we get from HD orders. And so, you know, letting them know that, it kind of motivates them. I noticed that, you know, because, you know, I'm sitting here telling them, I'm going to hold your hand. We're going to run our first challenge group together. We're going to find those 3 people. You're going to put them in our challenge group, and you're never going to pay for Shakeology again. And so they're like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So, you know, they're fired up, they're ready to go. And I'm setting their expectations for them. I'm setting their goals as a coach for them from the get-go in the sneak peek before they've even signed up. And yeah, so then day 5 is basically, you know, startup costs, how to get started. I'll go over the challenge pack promotions for the month. I create a sense of urgency on this day. I always run a new coach started right call the Thursday following after my sneak peek group. And I do that so that I can hurry them up to sign up. Oh my gosh, we're having a new coach get started right call on Thursday. I don't want you to miss out. This is where I'm going to teach you the basics. We have to get your business up and running so we can get your challengers in your challenge group. So that kind of picks up the speed a little bit. And yeah. Also, did you have something?
Yeah, I really love that you're training them right away in the sneak peek. I think it's an awesome idea, and I will definitely do that because I think it's kind of the same idea of like treating them as coaches in the challenge group. So I like doing that as well. Was wondering if you let everyone in your sneak peek, like because you say you get that form, so do you go through and you pick people, or you just let everybody in?
Yeah, so you're talking about the people that are applying, right? Not my coaches.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, this is important, actually. I'm glad you asked because it can be a headache, and that's why I love MailChimp, because you can filter out when you create your form. I always make sure I put questions like, are you a coach? Are you working with a coach? Do you have experience with Beachbody products? And I go through and I filter all the people that tell me they're coaches. If I don't see their name in my drill down, I delete them. I mean, come on.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never used MailChimp, so definitely would give that a try because sometimes I think you get so many people to apply or coaches from other teams that just want to,
Yeah. Well, and sometimes I feel bad because they'll put, I'll have an extra section where they can fill out comments or goals or whatever, and you'll get that coach that's like, I don't like my upline, blah, 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 and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I still have to delete you.
That's so good. And about your new coach GSR call, so you do it as a group, like as a conference call like this?
Yep, it's a Zoom call. We go over, I give them a new coach checklist right when they sign up so they can do their set up profiles, electronic funds transfer, coach relations information. So I don't have to go over all that. And we dive right into social media, Success Club, Emerald, and challenge groups.
And you do that in one call. I think that's really good. And I love that you're doing it in a group because, I mean, at one point you're getting so many people in that one-on-one can be tricky.
I tried one-on-one and then I had 3 babies.
Oops.
Okay, we're going to have to get everyone together and do this. And I'll record it and then post it in my PS group, and then my personally sponsored coaches that are Emerald or just starting out and they have one personally sponsored coach, they kind of pass it down the downline. But eventually they should start making their own.
So you're opening it up to your downline as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And what about your training? Is that something that you do Zoom calls too, or how do you manage that?
I've tried training groups. I tried Coach Basics. I've tried a week-long push to Emerald. They don't work for me. They don't work for me and my team. So we do a new coach get started right call every other Thursday. And then the Thursdays in between, I'll have I call it a Q&A rally session. And anyone that wants to get questions answered logs on and I'm available.
I love it.
That's it.
No, but I believe the ones that really want this, once they have the tools, it's their responsibility to go through it. And I find myself sometimes trying to I post on my training groups, and if I'm not getting traction, I'm like, okay, what's going on? But then there's people that might not be posting, but they're doing the work. I know they are because they're producing.
Yeah.
I like that you're doing the call like that.
Yeah. And from the Get Started Right call, social media, Success Club, Emerald, and, inviting to challenge groups, the activities that go into those categories, that's all you need to be doing all the time. There's no secret. Like, we're all doing the same thing. As long as you stay consistent with everything in those small little categories, you're just going to keep going up and up and up. So I just didn't feel like, tons of training was necessary.
No, and all the tools are there. So they're there to be used if someone needs them. And so when you do that GSR with your Zoom call, you say you have a Q&A like every other week, and then that GSR call every other week. So is it just like a presentation, or are you opening it up, like you open to questions at the end too?
Yeah, I open to questions. It's so laid back. I mean, usually have to get up and wipe a kid, or it's just like, it's chaos.
You gotta love being coaches, right?
I do. I try to bring my leaders on, so that answer questions when I do have to wipe a kid. Somebody can take over, and they're learning how to run their own. So
that's a big part of how you've been recruiting, is really with the sneak peeks.
Yep.
And what platform works best for you? Like, I know your Facebook page is like awesome. Yeah. So is that the one that you use the most?
Yeah, I just I believe in being like everywhere on social media. I have an Instagram account. Facebook is kind of my jam. And then I have a blog, and I do Pinterest here and there, but I always direct everything back to Facebook.
Yeah.
Like if you notice on my Instagram account, whenever I post about something, I'll say, check this out on my Facebook page, link in profile, and just leave a little preview or something. So it funnels everybody to my Facebook page.
And
just from there.
You have so many people following you on Facebook. I didn't notice on your page, but like, since you're using MailChimp to funnel people, which I believe is really a great idea, you still have your messages open on your page. Like, because you get many messages, like people privately messaging you on your page, or you work solely with forms?
So it used to be I would just work through Facebook Messenger. It was crazy. I couldn't, even to this day, I just do Messenger for my coaches, and I still cannot get through the inbox.
Yes.
But, so because I have moved to MailChimp, to talk to coach prospects and my challengers, like challenge group prospects, they're kept separate in my email, and I can focus on my coaches on Facebook.
I love that. That's really, really good. Okay, thank you very much for all that information. I would ask so many questions. I don't want to keep
Yeah, you can keep asking questions. How much time do we have?
I don't know. I don't even know how much time we have.
I have a baby for you. So I'm kind of like hiding out down here. It's like a party for me.
Yeah, well, I think that's a question that's not related at all with the sneak peeks or anything, but you just had a baby and you have 3 kids. How do you balance everything out? Like, what does your work schedule look like?
Oh, man. Well, these past 2 weeks, I've kind of cheated. My parents were here, and now my in-laws are here, but they took my girls on a trip today.
Okay.
And I do have a babysitter that I can call, when she's not working, but I get up early.
Do you sleep at all?
I do. I go to bed early. I got up at 4 this morning.
Wow.
And just cranked out some emails. When baby sleeps, mommy works out very quickly. Just no time is wasted. It's just 100% focus. There is no, well, I won't say no. Every now and then I'll scroll to the Facebook feed, but I leave that for nighttime when I'm laying in bed.
Yes.
And,
everything has a purpose.
Yeah, Facebook is not fun and games for me anymore. It's for business.
Totally, I get that. Well, I lost my question, but I think yeah. Okay, question. I got it. So you're doing a lot of sneak peeks. So obviously, you're getting a lot of people that maybe not even know you because you're using social media and you see your ad randomly, and you have a good ratio of like great, awesome coaches that have nothing to do with the challenge group. Like it just turned it and they got it.
You cut out a little bit.
Okay, well, I was just wondering, we focus a lot on having challenge groups, which I think is a very good way to build our business, and this is what we're about. I do have phenomenal coaches on my team that were not challengers at all, and I just ran with it. And I'm curious to know, like, you must be getting a lot of people like that, and I don't even know Beachbody so much, but, they just stay caught from you.
Yeah, so it's very rare that that I get people. I mean, I do recruit trying to attract people that want to run a business.
Okay.
That's something I changed this year. I used to recruit out of challenge groups because, I mean, those are the perfect coaches. They already know what to do. But since, I had different goals this year and I needed, for those goals, I wanted to bring in more coaches. I had to recruit based on building a business.
Yes.
But when they sign up, they do their Get Started Right call. I always run a challenge group at the end of the month. It's always 30 days long. And for the people that are scared to death, they always run it with me. Okay. I say, listen, you're going to participate in it. And then if you get people, great, put them in there too. If you don't, just have fun. Just do your challenge group, learn how to run a group, just relax. It's going to be okay.
How long do they last, your challenge group?
My challenge groups are 30 days long for that reason, because they're more of a teaching tool for me now. I mean, I still sell challenge packs and put people in my challenge groups too. But it's half challenge group, half teaching tool for my new coaches. So all my new coaches are always in my challenge group at the end of the month. I open that to them and then I kick them out.
So now that you've hit the highest rank possible in Beachbody Fitness Business Center, what are some of your goals for this year? What are you going for?
Mommy needs to go to Bora Bora. I need a vacation.
That's so awesome. That's a great motivation.
It is. I need to look good in a bikini first.
Well, look at you. Come on.
I got a little ways to go. But
I saw your pictures. I was like, dang, that's crazy. You look so good.
I didn't see my rear end.
You're funny. I would keep asking you questions for a long time. I don't want to keep you too long. I think I believe I'm going to set up a private call with you. I'll work some magic. I'm just kidding.
No, you totally can.
Thank you so much for your time. I believe this is recorded. I'm sorry, guys. This is the first time I did that. I had to do it once, and it happened to be with you, Rockstar, in front of me. And thank you so much for your time. I'll let you go back to your little one. I hope you enjoy your night. And I look forward to seeing you in Nashville.
Yeah. Come give me a hug.
I will. Thank you so much. It was really nice to talk to you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. How do I get out of here?
I don't know. I'm going to stop broadcasting. I think that's going to be it. Take care.
Okay, bye.